Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is put a little bit under my eyes of this orangey color to counteract my blue circles. This is an optional step. It's not something that you have to do. The next thing that I'm gonna do, it's actually a lip and cheek color, but I use it under my eyes. The next thing I'm gonna do is take my color that is lighter than my skin. When I want more coverage, I'm gonna stipple that on. I'm gonna go all the way up to my lash line, all the way to the edge of my brow bone, and all the way down to my nose. So I'm making a triangle. The same thing again. I kind of mix my two colors together a tiny bit because it gets a little too bright if not. So I'm going to my lash line, over to my brow bone. When I want more coverage, I stipple. When I want less coverage, I swipe. I go ahead and swipe on the top of my eyelids once there's basically no product on my brush, just as a nice primer for my eyeshadow. Next, in that same color, I'll go down the center of my nose, and usually I have to come back and clean this up a little bit. I go down just the very center, and then I also do a nice little happy tree. I barely put any product on my forehead. You want to go light with the light colors and darker with the dark colors, and so then my highlight is done. So when people continue down their face, just to keep the light in the center of their face. Next, I'm going to switch to my contour color. I could use that same brush, but I love the Detail Hack for contour. So I was using the Buffy brush, which gives the most coverage because I need the most coverage under my eyes. You could do your contour with the Buffy brush as well. Usually I tell people you have to have a hack brush. So I'm going around my jawline just to give some more definition, and I go ahead and pull it down and blend as I go. Both sides. Okay, blending as I go. Next, we frame the face at the top. You might have a smaller forehead than I do, so you might not need as much up here. I'm blessed in the forehead region. I'll say it that way. So I'm just framing the edge of my face. I kind of start at the back and pull it forward. You could just do a nice swipe and then blend it more with the sponge back into your hair. Next, picking up that contour again. Go darker than you think on the contour. So you go dark with the dark colors, light with the light. And I'm going right on my cheekbone. I'm pressing up into my cheekbone, creating that shadow underneath it. So you can literally feel on your face. Some people choose to do the fish face to find it, but I just do just fine. And then when it gets a little squishier and the bone's not as prominent anymore, that kind of tells you to stop. You're not going to come past your pupils. Then I dip the side of that Detail Hack brush into my contour, and I kind of stamp it on the inside of my nose. The thinner you draw these lines together, the closer together, the thinner your nose will look. Okay. Also, people like to do the bottom of their nose, especially if their nose points down a little bit more, and you want to make it look more like it's pointing up. I also take that contour and do a little liner under my lips to make my bottom lip look bigger. Okay, so see, I need to clean up that line down the middle as I got a little bit of contour in that line. And I also have broke my nose when I was little, so I have a spot on my nose that does not want to hold product, so I have to accentuate that and stipple again when I need more coverage. So I have to stipple that contour in. So I'll take that same small end of the Detail Hack brush back in my lightest color, and I'll clean that line back up down on the center of my nose. Okay, and I can go back with the little happy tree if I need to. Okay, so I've basically put no product on my forehead yet. So now I'm going to take my all over color. I'm switching to the 30-second hack brush. You do need a hack brush, just one is a must, and then everything else is our bonuses. Once I've gone to the brushes and used them for what they're made for, I can't go back. So I'm just going anywhere that I haven't gone before, and I'm filling in the blanks. Okay. It barely took any if you saw how little I was dabbing. And then I'm just going to give the rest a nice little circle with the leftover product around there. And then I can switch. This will clean up that contour line. And I'm going to switch to my B Squared blush and bronzer brush. Dab a little bit in my blush color, which is also my cheek color. Didn't get enough there. And I don't want to go too heavy because I'm using a dark color. I did it right at the front of my contour line, and then I'm going to blend it right back into my contour line. I could go a little heavier. It's a really bright color, so I'm using Saffron, lip and cheek. So I just blend that right back there, and then take the rest of it. Oh, that's why, because I haven't really used that color. And put it on my lips. See, it was really bright, so I was going real easy on it. Okay, nice. And then if I have any lines I need to clean up, then I'll just press those in with my sponge. If I wasn't having to explain this to you, it would be a little faster. But you see that was quick and easy, and I look made up enough to leave the house. Just want to make sure there's no harsh lines. And I'm good to go. Okay, you can press this in. There are optional steps you can use as far as setting your makeup in. This sponge is slightly wet, so I wet it and wring it out. And then you're good to go. 5-minute makeup. We can walk out the door and not scare people.